See, like, I don't like Ethan Klein. I don't cotton to no Ethan Klein here. But I will tell you, I summoned the Ethan Klein tulpa because the only way to react to. Also, when you're 18, you can see my dick, and it's pretty rad. Is I'm going to adopt Ethan's fucking noise. Jesus Christ. As for the headaches, I suggest laying down. As for the hunger, I mean, you gotta eat, man. Vaush is a guy on the internet, okay? Vaush is a guy on the internet. He needs no introduction. We're gonna give him one anyway. Ian Vaush Kaczynski is a former Destiny orbiter turned Destiny lookalike or act-alike. A ostensibly internet quote-unquote leftist. He espouses next to no actual lefty ideals. He's basically a libertine fascist. How to break it down. I've got to do this. Might be tomorrow because I got some stuff I wanted to talk about already. But everybody's been drawing these flow charts, right? These fucking flow charts of how internet interactions and like breakdowns are. Basically, it's something that JReg started a while ago, and it's a good way to kind of break down where people stand, because, you know, when you say the online left, it is a oversimplification of what leftism is to a great extent. And if you say the online right, it is kind of the same thing, right? The online right, if you think of it, it's combined out of a lot of people that share like a few core attributes, most of which are just misogyny, some strain of racism, and a general disregard for workers' rights. Vaush is left of center in like the most only technically way, if at all anyway. And most of his policy prescriptions actually make him a right winger. I know that sounds crazy to his audience of, at this point, I'm going to say mostly pedophiles. It is what it feels like. You kind of can't ignore it. It's with all due respect, his analysis is dog shit. He doesn't do analysis. It's not good. He doesn't do debates anymore, which is the only thing that was drawing people to him back in the day that was like a justifiable thing. At this point, I think it's just him getting away with being a fucking pedophile is the main draw of his content. So every time I see someone who's like, you know, I'm still a Vaush fan despite everything that happened, it's like, do you want to fuck kids or something? Because that's how it comes off to me. I don't see what the fucking draw is at this point. And we're going to get to the breakdown, but like why I say this. Vaush is what I call, or what a lot of people would call, especially back in the day, a libertine, right? Libertines are always right of left, but they're always generally going to be left or right of left. They're always left of right, but they're always going to end up being right of left as well. Because basically they're freedom maximalists in the pursuit of sexual gratification. The biggest, most successful type of attack that's been done against LGBTQIA plus, whatever, however you want to say it, people, basically since like queer rights activism started, was aligning queer individuals and their inborn sexual proclivities with other people who were seeking freedom for their much more bizarre sexual proclivities, which were not inborn and generally paraphilic, right? So, okay, sure, like BDSM, yeah, stay out of other people's bedrooms. BDSM people tend to be A-okay individuals. Sexual sadomasochists are their own thing, you know, but you try to conflate the two. With queer people, it's like, this guy just wants to go and watch fucking White Lotus with his husbando, okay? Like, they just want to go raise fucking cats together. It's not that fucking deep. But the thing that the right would do, or really just that the conservative side of political argumentation, which includes people on the left and Democrats as well, would be to conflate that non-standard sexual romantic existence with other non-standard sexual romantic interests. Those individuals that are actually the psycho, people like NAMBLA, North American Man-Boy Love Association, which I thought was a fucking South Park joke for decades, until someone was like, no, that actually happened. Like, what? Britain had Pi, I think it was called, pedophile, basically some sort of pedophile rights initiative. And you even see it today. Usually when you see people talking about Vaush, it's people who, and they're big fans, or they're in your comment section. It's like, oh, he saved me from the left, the right, whatever, some sort of intro argumentation. But then almost immediately an argumentation for lowering the age of consent, or for treating the age of consent as something that's deleterious to children, or that is just completely like a joke and it's stupid. Oh my, like I literally saw that. It's in this comment section actually below today. These people are libertines. Libertines are not good people in a general sense. A libertine wants to have all the sex possible, okay? It's one of those things where it's like, it's reasonable, and they can include people that are having their actual justifiable rights infringed upon by aggressive action from other people. But it's very, libertines and libertarians are very similar, and what they want is maximalized freedom for the individual to pursue certain types of things. For libertines, it's maximalized personal freedom for the individual to pursue grotesque and non-standard sexual acts, far beyond things like standard sodomy and, a little bit of fucking tasteful BDSM between consensual partners. A libertine ultimately will argue for assault, sexual assault down the line. It's always going to be 3 steps down, but they will argue for that. They will argue for sexual pursuit of underage partners, pedophilia, literally, you know what I mean? Arguing it that way. They'll argue for infringing on people's consent. They'll argue that, certain types of consent resistance or whatever the fuck are like, is basically like damaging to them. And they'll intentionally conflate issues with their desires in order to make their desires seem more mainstream. So they will say things like, I don't have a problem with trying to sexually assault women or femmes or children or sexually harass people online. I have autism, and it makes me completely fucking unable to understand consent, which is fucking crazy, because consent is like one of the most premier things that autistic people talk about, who are capable of arguing for autism awareness in a reasonable, or not a reasonable, but like a beneficial context, not like whatever that one thing is, whatever, is that autistic people are people, they can understand the world around them. And yeah, if there's people that are non-interactive, or, they have like that sort of locked in syndrome version of autism, or some sort of really, really extreme thing, some of them can even still experience consent and can not consent. You got to try to figure out how to talk to them as people and help them interact with the world, because that's the hardest part. Literally giving agency to people is the first step to consent. And with the autistic community and a lot of the neurodivergent community, stripping neurodivergent people of their agency in order to violate their consent is like the biggest fucking thing. So when you hear, if you know anything about neurodivergency, when you hear someone make an argument in the remotest ballpark of like, yeah, my autism makes me incapable of like really understanding the nuance of consent, is like, no, fuck no, and triple, quadruple no. But you hear that from the Vaushite and the Vaush relative area of lefty politicking on the internet quite often. If you get into those comment sections, it'll be like, yeah, so I was in a polycule, and, I was abused all the time by my polycule. They would not engage with my insert extreme paraphilic desire here. And they treated me like I was a substandard partner. If you get it, you're like, you're a fucking narcissist. Wait, what? Like, okay, so they didn't let you do everything that you wanted to them, but you were in a relationship and then you're trying to say that they were abusers because they didn't consent to something that you wanted to do. You're a fucking sociopath. You're a piece of shit. These are the kind of people that are attracted to and orbit and watch Vaush at this point. They are sexual transgressors. They are deviant in the worst way, the actual way to use deviant, right? They like to enact violence against real life people. They use lolicon and the age of consent in order to push boundaries into other people's areas. Demon Mama, who is a major Vaush orbiter, friend, co-contributor, was engaging in disgraceful and disgusting activities with somebody that was 13 up until they were of age, and then when they became of age, that person was discarded. It's a very bad thing. The other individual that was living in their house with them did even more illegal activities. I really can't hammer that home. Like, they just committed crimes. And so all this goes to say is that these individuals that appear leftist and they will use queer culture, trans identity, neurodivergency, neurodivergent awareness, all of these things in order to mask what is just raw predatory nature, right? And understand there's like, yeah, and you'll see this because they'll try to conflate gross sexual imposition, one, like like attacking somebody on a street and you know, doing a horrible thing to them. They'll try to conflate that or deconflate that with a less extreme but still highly illegal or highly unethical thing, like basically manipulating somebody for, you know, months or even years in order to break down their defenses and get them through guilt, blackmail, and other emotional manipulation to basically consent to doing things that they do not want to consent to, you know, by isolating them and mentally abusing them. Basically engaging in cult behavior in order to treat their audience or their immediate social circle, polycule, whatever the fuck, like their own personal sex refrigerator. That is what these people are. And Vaush came from Destiny's community, which DGG is a community set up for the violation and exploitation of unwell women so that Destiny can do the thing that Destiny brags about the most, which is fuck basically like, I don't, hot to him, but I don't know, Midwest eights with BPD. Like, he likes to basically fuck the shit out of people that would be relying on him for like a job advancement, or whose career would be destroyed or their presence would be destroyed by integrating them into his community and then sexually exploiting them. Harvey Weinstein him. I think Vaush was probably getting ready to do more stuff like that. His sexual impropriety with other individuals, somebody like Poppy, that's a whole thing that you can go and look up. It goes back to the start of him being online. And a lot of it sounds so fucking extraordinary and over the top that you're like, it's just reasonable for you to be coming into this late and go like, that can't be real, but it's very documented. Everyone fucking knows. And you're like, well, why does Vaush still get on? Because of two reasons. Pedophiles like white supremacists, pedophiles like white supremacists have no friends. They have no friends. So if they can find a single person that's even remotely amenable to anything that they enjoy, they will latch on to that individual like fucking crazy, and they'll hyper support them, and they will literally culturally groom a creator into being more like on their side for stuff, which will eventually make that creator more further isolated, as they say, pro pedophile type weirdo shit or pro weird sex act shit. And then they'll have their guy, right? That's what Vaush is. He's their guy. I mean, we saw this a year ago with the lolly folder. Vaush had lolly bestiality porn he had downloaded. AI lolly bestiality porn. How is that real? You know what I mean? Like, what a statement to say. And that's criminal to possess, but like, you know, it's hard to get people don't report motherfuckers, all right? Like, I don't know what to tell you. And a lot of his audience, he lost like whatever 10K subs or something, but a lot of the people that were with him stood by him because I think for them and his audience, the point of leftist communication, and you see this, is not to support working class interests or to support workers. Most of them seem like they are unemployed, underemployed, on disability, unemployable. You know, they're not workers. They're benefits recipients, which is, you know, not something that has to go away 100% necessarily, but your just voice is less valuable when you're giving away other people's money to, like, say what you want to say. But their biggest hyperfixations are on Vaush's pro whatever weird thing they're into sex talk, which are like the most bizarre sexual statements I think I've heard people that are supposed to be leftists give. Things like, you know, straight women don't like men. I'm not going to get into the whole fucking ring. You can literally just go to the fucking go to the fucking playlists I have on my YouTube page. You can find out the shit that I've posted about him. But it's a very bizarre community, right? And these are the libertine leftists, right? And I would call them libertine fascists, because almost inevitably they'll say they're anti-fascist or they're anarchist, but what they are is accelerationists in their anarchism to what is literally amounts to a dictatorship of the pervert, right? Like, that's what they want. So they are future fascists, current accelerationists. There's a lot of people that throw around anarchism and accelerationism and then say that they're they're anti-fascist or something, but like, so do white supremacists. National socialists say the same thing, but socialism is not even, it could never possibly ever turn into fascism. That's psychosis. So like, that's a whole fucking thing. So more shit came out. More shit came out with Vaush, and I don't know how real this is. I am going to put up 2 seconds of this. I had to scan it just so you can see this is what I'm reading off of. All right. I am not going to scroll down because I cannot, if I don't even want to have my fucking hand near the goddamn scroll wheel, because there's lightly censored Vaush nudes, I think, or something like that below this. But this is from Sarah Fields, a Republican state delegate and precinct chair, investigative journalism, Army veteran, parent / child advocate, FOIA queen. I haven't confirmed this, but I'm going to get to why this is indefensible regardless as I get to it. It should kind of make sense, but I'm going to read the tweet. I'm going to read what is attached to it and go on. Okay. Let's see. Is anybody saying anything interesting in chat? His audience has defensive essays ready to go for any comment section. It seems interacting with them is strange. It is. It feels very, very weird. See red, skip ahead. I will put up the content warning border. There we go. From here on out. As a gay pervert, I feel like our community should use more actual education about power dynamics, sex, and BDSM as a way to fight these predators. That is true. That's just a quick aside to talk about, by the way. Ritos for today is Mongol. Uncle I roll super chat at $5. Unfortunately, Vaush is still alive. I might have to write a Vaush one too, yeah. Yeah, like, so BDSM, I'll talk about that real quick, is one of the most fascinating sexual contracts, essentially, that exist, right? BDSM is basically about maximalized consent, right? And if you don't have it, it can be abused, which is like, BDSM people are either, if you ever have a bad vibe around a BDSM person, trust me, everybody else does too, and you can just walk. And that's like the cool thing about it, is it seems, because it involves like getting strapped down and stuff, that it's a violation of consent, but it is actually the most consensual thing you can do if it's done right. It has to be, because if it's not, most of what's there is trust, right? It's about trust. Because you can't have somebody engage in a humiliation fetish or something like that if they could actually be humiliated because you go and tell everyone. You couldn't have somebody engage in like a strangulation fetish or something if you fucking kill them. Like, it's not a fetish at that point, it's just humiliation or murder. And so like having maximum amounts of community. And I don't engage in this sort of stuff, but like I've looked into these communities and shit. Mostly because they were like right side by side with a bunch of stuff when I was writing about serial killers and shit, because the BDSM community always has to come out and be like, look, sexual sadomasochists are not us. Yes, we do like the chains and leather stuff, but like if we're not talking to each other constantly, like people can get hurt and like you'll get cut out of this entire gigantic community instantaneously. And we tell everybody about everything. I think really 50 Shades of Grey is when I started like, what? Like, the BDSM people fucking hate this. They're like, we fucking hate 50 Shades of Grey. We hate E.L. James for writing that shit. Because it's, if you don't have all of that communication and all of that consent, and you can't be fucking with people, you can't be getting in their fucking heads, none of it, it won't work. And it just becomes abuse. And so it has to be this sort of like perfect thing. And it's very interesting that people strive to and achieve that while engaging in something that would be, to most people, considered like odd, you know, not my thing really, but like, it is what it is. Sorry, I got a fucking itchy ass goddamn nose. I think my air conditioner just kicked on and hit me with a bunch of dust. But basically, like, that's one of these things. And those kind of people and their communities get dragged down into the fucking mud with these other fucking weirdos. So it's very important, yes, to educate people on what like enthusiastic and continuous consent is. And like, if you've made mistakes relative to stuff like that, you know, it's because the education's not there. It's not because people are inherently bad. It's because you're inundated with messages, especially people that were born in like the 60s and 70s and stuff and started getting hit with people from the like 40s and 50s movies in the 70s and 80s. And it's just like, you see shit like 16, is it 16 Candles? Yeah. I think it's 16 Candles, where it's like, they just, like, two of the main male leads just have a very like darkly straightforward conversation about whether or not the one male lead should basically like rape the unconscious girlfriend of the second male lead as a like thank you, because like they're basically haggling over women. It is freaky, right? And like movies were like that back in the day, and it taught people weird shit about consent because like there's no education for it, because Republicans don't like sex education. And a lot of this, to really hammer it home, comes from perverted weirdo freak fucks like Vaush and his ilk, his followers, his supporters, invading these spaces and basically aligning their deviant interests that are harmful or gateways to extreme harm, things like age play and fucking pedophilia, lolicon, that kind of stuff, in basically aligning those things with what can actually be consensual activities between consenting adults, enthusiastically consenting adults. And it derails it. And I think that's really one of the reasons that Vaush stays relevant, is because his hate watchers love him, right? I don't know anyone big or even his size on the left that's like, you should check out this statement from Vaush these days. Like, Vaush had a good take. Vaush watches other people's journalism and just repeats it and says, wow, bad things are bad, good things are good, right? I guarantee you one of his videos right now is going to be, so fascism on the rise in Japan. That's crazy. Fascism is bad. Japan is doing fascism. And then probably something about having sex with Japanese women is going to be jammed in there. Japanese men are gay. We need more gay men in Japan, because he's a fucking pervert, but like a bad pervert, like an actual, like a pervert, not even a, we're reclaiming it. He is just he acts like a sex criminal at all times, and has done so on the internet for the entirety of his existence on the internet. He has behaved as a sex criminal behaves. And there's no getting around that. It's just the case. And so when more stuff like this comes up, whether or not it's true, no one should defend Vaush or say, I don't know if it's true or not. I just say, if any accusation is levied at him, say probably he shouldn't be on the internet. And that's really where I'm trying to go with this shit, is that he is such a deleterious existence on the internet, that if everything in here is fucking false, if it's raw a lie by this Sarah Fields person who's a Republican, I'm still just going to say it probably happened, because he is not worth defending. Because first off, he won't ever change any behaviors that lead to people making accusations against him sounding credible as fuck, because he behaves like a sex criminal and he has done sex crimes. He is a sexual harasser, confessed. He has downloaded and propagated lolly pornography. He has shared pornography to a large audience of people. He is a very fucking un-okay person, and you cannot defend him. You can't. Just say probably, and he's not one of ours. That's all you've got to do. He's not one of ours. He's not one of ours. And you just got to start learning about what the fucking left actually is. Because I think a lot of people get fucking swept up, young gay people especially, because they're all fucking scared as shit. So they're fucking cult susceptible like you wouldn't fucking believe. They get swept up in the, yeah, okay, Vaush is a little fucking weird, but like if you don't have Vaush here, I actually saw this where people were talking about the fucking payment processor stuff. Lolicons were the first they came for the lolicons and we said nothing. So now they came for just normal gay people. And that's not the case. But they'll fucking drag you into defending indefensible behavior, even if it's made up or not, and wasting your fucking time and making you look like an asshole. Everybody that defends Vaush is going to look like an asshole. Even the fucking, like, lukewarm, where I was like, I don't know, maybe the guy's fucking, not a giant piece of shit. I'm a little worried about the way that we're talking about this stuff. Comments that I made before, I was just like, he doesn't give a fuck what kind of damage he's doing. People are still levying that against me. It's been like a fucking year and a half. I mean, it is what it is. It's never going to go away. That's the case. Trust me. If you're defending him after those points, after this point, you are just consigning yourself. You're wrapping the chains around your fucking throat and sticking your own feet in the fucking concrete and just dragging anyone and any cause that you support down into the fucking watery depths of the pedophile sound to drown and do nothing. Vaush is cancer. He needs to be burned away entirely. I don't care how you feel about that statement, or if you're like, I feel like Vaush is in danger, Tyler, you're taking it too seriously. No, this person is an elected official, a state delegate and precinct chair. This is an elected official who can use Vaush, rightfully so, whether or not this is true, as a leftists or pedophiles. Because anyone who has defended or still is connected remotely to Vaush poisons the entire possibility of them doing anything fucking good by being near him. He has to be cut away like a cancer. I don't care if this is true. I hope it's not. I'm going to treat it like it is, because Vaush is a fucking pedophile, man. Card posting is one of the first people I really heard say it in a way that was like as concise and clear as possible. Shout out card posting. But it's like, yeah, he is a pedophile. There's almost no one on earth that's not going to see him as that. He made the decision to make himself look like that, and then also just engaged in such fucking weirdo fuck behavior that eventually he was outed for having those interests anyway. I'm going to get to this tweet in a second, and you should just say what it is. And I really, like, you speed up your whole thing. I don't know. I think Vaush is okay. He seems like a good pedophile. You're a pedophile. Wait, I'm a pedophile for defending Vaush? Yes. Just stop, and then you're not. Because, like, it's like, I saw people yelling that at Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson was out there like, oh, the Epstein files, people are trying to say blah, 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 blah. And then someone's just like, you're fucking defending a pedophile. I think you're a pedophile. And, like, the you're defending a pedophile washed over Mike Johnson. He's the Speaker of the House right now, right? Republican Speaker of the House. But when someone said, and because of that, you're a pedophile, his eyes were like this. Like, it shocked him to his fucking core. And that's just what you got to say. As far as I'm concerned, if you're a Vaush supporter, every person that gives him a super chat should be outed. Anybody that pays for his content should be outed. Anybody that fucking likes his content or chats on his content should be outed. Because, like, you guys are supporting pedophilia. And even as a fucking person who wants to support leftist causes, I feel like you have to be annihilated. You have to be destroyed in tota for anything good to happen because you're a cancerous liability for us to do shit. I said this a year ago when I was like, look, fucking some random local Republican rag said Vaush came out here and stood up for this guy as part of his election. Who was that? The fucking, I can't even remember. Jamal Bowman? Was it Jamal Bowman? You know, like, I was like, this is it. This is going to continue to keep fucking happening because he is a perfect person. He looks disgusting. He acts disgusting. His fucking comportment is weird as shit. And his history is just loaded with him saying pedophilia is permissible. Pedophilia is not the worst possible evil. Pedophilia is something we could be okay with. Here is him downloading and displaying fucking grotesque acts of, I'm not going to say it out loud, with children, and then more shit. And it's to the point where if anyone says anything about him, I'm just going to say probably. Probably. Do you want to, I will fucking send him to hell with you together. I don't give a shit. Democrats or libs or lefties aren't fucking, I am fucking there, dude. I am here. I have the fucking rental receipt for the wood chipper. Okay. I've been to Harbor Freight. I've got my 5-in-1 oil. The 2-stroke is fired the fuck up. I want them all gone. They just don't have to be in politics at all. We can get rid of every single fucking one of them. Put the lists out. Point at them and say them and any supporters they have bad. What if someone says about you? I'm not. People have tried, but I'm not. So it doesn't do anything. I don't have a history of sharing shit like this. Other people have had that levied against them. They're like, that's a disgusting thing to say. And no one fucking believes it because they're not. They're just not. But when people are, all of a sudden you're like, damn, I really feel like I got to go like the extra yard because, I don't know, this guy just looks, acts, talks, and behaves like a pedophile. So it's really fucking hard. And I feel like I'm spending all my fucking time trying to convince people that this Vaush guy is not a fucking pedophile. And it's so difficult for some reason. It's an easier answer than you could remotely think possible because it is the case and he should go away. Card has had a fruit farm adventure a little bit recently. I don't know. If we're talking about Card, I don't know if that means he went to a fruit farm or... Wait. Like he went to the fucking... the psych hospital? Is that what that means? I don't know. It is what it is. Revenge of the Nerds is crazy. I clocked that as rapey when I was a kid watching that. The shit's mad sus. It's really weird. This reminds me when I was talking to my friend's dad about gay people, and he was like, oh yeah, I have friends who today would be considered zoophiles, but back in my day it was normal. What fucking day was that? What the fuck? It's less guilt by association as knowingly associating with the guy. Sometimes guilt by association is like, okay, when it's like, well, what are they guilty of? Oh, okay. Because you should know better. All right, I'm going to read this tweet. It's from Sarah Field. Sarah's Uncensored. Exclusive report. A source whom I am keeping anonymous for obvious reasons has come forward regarding the popular left-leaning socialist and progressive streamer Vaush. Ian Kaczynski, I'm just going to say his whole fucking name. Ian Kaczynski rose to prominence in 2019 after starting his own YouTube and Twitch channels, having previously been a part of streamer Destiny's community under the alias Irish Laddie. According to the new report, the source stated that in 2017, and by the way, I'm not bringing this up on screen. I'm not bringing any of this up on screen. Vaush engaged in a sexual conversation with him. Oh, sorry. The source stated that in 2017, Vaush engaged in a sexual conversation with him while knowing he was a minor at the time. Vaush would have been 23 years old at the time. The source provided the shown screenshots. In 2021, Vaush faced backlash for controversial statements. In 2019, allegations of sexual harassment surfaced from explicit messages sent to a person named Poppy in Destiny's Discord, which we went over. More recently, in 2024, he faced severe accusations after accidentally revealing a folder during a live stream, which some claimed contained inappropriate content, fueling pedophilia allegations. It 100% did. I got flashbanged with that shit. This is my story with it. I was looking up fucking a different story. I was looking up a Rev Says Dez story, and I was looking at Rev Says Dez's Twitter, and I clicked it and I scrolled down, and I had the fucking eyes melted out of my head, like I just looked into the fucking shimmering face of Cthulhu himself. Like, wham! And I was like, what in the fuck is that? And like, it's like, yeah, Vaush just shared this on his stream. Like, Vaush just shared. Fucking. Like, you know when the fuck screen goes dark in Rainbow Six Siege? Like, that's what happened to my fucking brain. I'm like, gah! And it was completely uncensored. Completely fucking uncensored. I looked at the thread for like 2 more seconds. People were like, yeah, we confirmed it. It's this and this and this. And to this day, nobody, like people in Vaush's community will try to say like it's like fabricated or something. Like the whole video is fake. And it happened, which is the other reason. Like Vaush, if you are in Vaush's community, if you're a VGGer, you are probably a pedophile. There's no reason to believe you're not, because it's too dangerous to permit you to be not perceived as what you probably are. Because like there's kids on the internet, and I know that kids go onto his server like crazy. You know, there's kids everywhere. We had to kick one off our fucking server. We found out, like, who is this person that acts weird and childish? And then they're like, I'm 17. Like, okay, pop, fucking gone within a fucking day of joining or some shit. So I know those people are out there, and his shit is fucking weird as fuck. And they're getting all that. They're seeing that stuff too, right? Like this kind of freak show, weirdo, fucking nasty nonsense. But they're trying to, these people in this community are trying to pretend like it doesn't exist. That's in my comment sections on videos I've made about Vaush. I don't believe that the lolly folder incident happened. If it did happen, it's okay. You know what I mean? If it's not okay, it should be. The whole blah, 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 blah. And it's like, well, you know, even if it's the worst possible thing, he does a lot of good work. Like, he doesn't do a fucking lick of work. He reads other people's news on his live stream. He is a resharing portal for better people's content. He's basically literally like smaller pedophile Hassan, who nobody in their right mind should talk to. Bro cut his rat tail haircut, and actually he entered witness protection or something. Gets a new start. Pure madness. It's true. I made the mistake of scrolling down on this tweet. It made me sad. I fucking told you. He's also come under fire for his views on the age of consent in the past. If you have any children or teens, I strongly suggest ensuring they are not following the streamer. I agree. Even if this person is a fucking raw Nazi. Tyler, you agree with this Nazi? In this case, yes, dipshit. There's things that you fundamentally will have to agree with the worst possible people on, okay? Water is needed to live. Air is needed to live. Pedophiles don't need to live. Like, we fucking don't need to be a part of the political process, or this kind of behavior is unacceptable. Don't get yourself caught up in a thing where you're like, oh, you're just going to agree with this random right-winger that this guy's a weirdo? Like, yes, I will, because he's fucking weird, man. That's it. Having said at some point, like, man, landlords should get a fucking bullet, like, does not make you my friend. Forever, and all the things that you've ever done are permissible. Like, it is not that hard to find agreeable voices. It really just isn't. There's more and more every day. People like Vaush, and, you know, to a further extent, the other of the big three, Destiny and Hassan, and their fucking orbiter cucks that are around them, they try to fill up the voids and prevent new voices from coming up. Of all shapes, colors, and concerns, right? If you really think back on it, the majority of those guys' careers are about stomping down some little motherfuckers that they can't get on. And there's not a lot of like presentation of new and interesting voices, except for what Hassan does a good job of it here and there occasionally. Usually if Destiny does it, he just fucks that person later. And then Vaush doesn't do it at all. But like, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm saying the same thing over and over again. If some fucking Republican is like, hey, I think that Vaush is gross and Vaush represents you guys, just go like, I also think that Vaush is gross and he does not. That is actually fucking mad weird. I don't like him at all. He should be in jail. It's okay to see. Have you seen the incident where his former wife, aka Hippo, walked on stream naked? Oh, I've seen that picture. I didn't know what the fuck that was. Were they married? Even in the Mehdi Hassan Jubilee episode, the Christian autocrat agreed killing brown children isn't good. Yeah, there's fundamentals that we can all agree on, and it's okay. And actually, like, a good political maneuver to not let yourself get backfooted into like saying something insanely stupid in order to behave. Guys, I have to call you back. In order to like defend some dipshit that is doing things that are indefensible. So yeah, I'm gonna read these. These are the apparent screenshots. Okay, I have to do it like this. This is why I got distracted. Open image in new tab. So this is dated. Yet again, I'm not gonna bring these ones up on screen because I'm deathly afraid of this. You cannot look at this tweet and then scroll down. Just don't do it. Howdy doody, friendaroony. Somebody asked me to read this in the Trump voice, but I feel like the issues are too serious. I saw S3xting was, I think, the first people to cover this, and I think they were doing it in wacky voices, so I'm just going to read it as straight as possible. How's it going? And then the individual responds, shit, how about you? It's like, whatever, I don't know, 7 a.m. wherever this person is, October 10th, 2017, maybe, or August 10th. I don't know if they're in America or not. I'm sorry. I'm just lying in bed presently. I might sleep soon, just as a warning. Why is it shit? From Vaush. Other person. I'll tired. I'm sad. I have a headache. I'm hungry. Vaush responding. This is what makes me like believe this is Vaush, or at least just maybe Vaush is just so predictable, I guess you would say, that like if you fed him into Chat GPT, this would come out. I don't know how many of those things I can address, but I'll try. In order, first, I suggest adhering to a strict sleep schedule. It really helps with chronic fatigue. Second, remember that in all the times you could have been born into, you're living in an era of relative prosperity, and you always have the capacity to better your living situation. I mean, generous. The future is full of potential. Also, when you're 18, you can see my dick, and it's pretty rad. See, like, I don't like Ethan Klein. I don't cotton to no Ethan Klein here. But I will tell you, I summoned the Ethan Klein tulpa because the only way to react to. Also, when you're 18, you can see my dick, and it's pretty rad. Is I'm going to adopt Ethan's fucking noise. Jesus Christ. As for the headaches, I suggest laying down. As for the hunger, I mean, you gotta eat, man. What in the fuck? Yeah, but I don't really care what people think about you. This is another text exchange, I guess. Vaush responding, commie memes and my big dick. Yeah, you charmer, are you Yeah, you charmer, are you flirting with me? Just being honest. And flirtatious. Well, I like you too. Maybe I'll hear your voice someday. These are from like the same day, I guess, a little bit later. That actually just took it out of me. Ugh. God damn it. Maybe you just get yelled at for being a commie too much and people think being nice with you are flirting with you. Some sort of fucking Wojak. Vaush replying, aha, most of the flirting I get into is because I'm a commie. Leftism is sexy. Question mark. Leftism is sexy? In quotes. Why do you hate me and everything I stand for? After this is, man, trigger warning grooming. Vaush DM'd me over the summer telling me things like he loved me and blah, 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 blah. Told me that he eventually sent me a minor nudes without my consent, and when I confronted him, he told me that he was 12. Why are victims never taken this seriously? This is me. Don't show anyone, please. And that's... Bro... I don't know if that's real or not. That could be AI. Let's just... Blah. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, yeah. And you scroll down here. There's a person, Hoplite03 at Hoplite03, Bryce. How old was the minor in this? Constant fucking standard response. What does it matter? When you're 18 means they weren't old enough, and all this shows is grooming. Bryce responding, I wanted to find out just how fucked up he is. Like, there's dating a girl who is 17, and then there's trying to rape a 10-year-old. There's levels of horribleness. 17 is still a minor. If an adult fucks a 17-year-old, it's rape. Depending on where you live. In most states and countries, it's legal. He fucking Californian. Also, he said, when you are 18, he's a pedo. Quit. 17 and 23 is fine. Like, what in the fuck, bro? And then I click on the person. Of course, it's a lolcow account. Like, every fucking time. I'm going to turn this shit off. I don't want to see any more of that. Like, yeah, this is... I'll tell you what. Even if it isn't real, it is. That's the point. Is like, if I could really realistically see, this isn't a revelation. No one that I've seen reacting to this or talking about this was like, wow, man, I finally had it confirmed. I can't believe it's actually true. Man, this really changed my opinion. It's just like Vaush's detractors, who are most human beings that perceive him, are like, oh, more. We're waiting for the straw that broke the camel's back, and the camel's back is the pedophile fucking audience he's cultivated underneath him. And his supporters are like, well, another lie. You know what I mean? And it's to the point, you know what? I just take it. It happened, probably. Yeah. And if this one's fabricated, there's probably a few that he hasn't gotten caught for yet. And that's it, man. Like what in the fuck? I don't know. How do you engage with him at all and think that you don't come off as being what he is in support of him? That's what I gotta say. It's so fucking weird, man. That's so strange. It's such a strange fucking existence to have online. It's a weird fucking thing to get away with. And I just don't like the guy. Okay? I regret ever watching any of his content. I regret ever fucking defending any fucking, giving him, you know, the ounce of charitability I give everybody. Like, god damn. I believe it. Like, Bruno fucking from fucking goddamn JoJo's. That's bullshit, but I believe it. Like, he already is that. If you add stuff onto it, I'm just going to say, okay, if you told me John Wayne Gacy, in addition to being John Wayne Gacy, went on a murder vacation to Alaska and killed like 10 people and they're just finding out the great, I would go like, yeah, that could happen. I want to see more, but I will trust you and then verify it as it comes down. I haven't seen a Vaush response to this. I did look, and it's been several days. I think I saw the S3xting talking about this on their podcast days ago, and the motherfucker streams all the goddamn time. I don't follow his streaming schedule, but I haven't seen an actual response yet. You know what I mean? Like, so what the fuck? Whatever, you know. No. Bro, it's over when you have to start debating the legality of ages in certain states. Here's the thing, too. Those only count if they're in the same state. Like, when it comes to age of consent, there is some, like, you think like the whatever, for like, you went to high school together with somebody and started dating while you were underage. You know each other. You have like a fucking background together, and then you're gonna grow up around each other. that extremely specific legal like situation has rules around it, and most of those rules are like also with the courts and parents will also decide if you're being weird. And that's what any of the stuff that goes under 18 looks like at all. It's like, it's not legal off rip. It's like the courts and their parents have to decide it's cool. And then none of that counts across state lines, which is most of the internet. So if you're not in the same state, it's just illicit contact with a minor. You're just a pedophile. You're raw a pedophile. You are committing a sex crime. Go to Chomo Seg. You are in the special holding block for the people that get stabbed as a like, hey, welcome to prison. You got to stab a guy to hang out with the fucking E Street gang. You know what I mean? So no one cares what happens to the Chomos. They walk from fucking Chomo holding to fucking the kitchen at 2 every day. Just come out of the fucking library and put a fucking put a sharp penny across the back of one of them's neck, and like that's it. Like you're donezo. It's beyond. You're fucking you go to jail. You should be going to jail. People should be more reported for this stuff more often, because it's like you are trying to put yourself in a position where you break the rules that are there for the protection of the child. Even the rules that are like 16 to like 19 Goldilocks zone, whatever the fuck, that's still for the protection of someone who was just a child and is like, oh, whoops, they fucking went over the line. So the courts are like, I'll allow it, but like y'all need to fucking chill, okay? Because you're playing, but it's not for fucking like, oh, I'm 23. I can just fuck someone who's in their junior year of high school. That's not real. A college graduate, 23 is you graduated college. You are out of college. You have a job, right? Most people. I joined the military when I was 17, and when I got out, I was 22. When I was 23, I'd been out for 5 fucking years. You know what I mean? Fucking long fucking time. It's what? Yeah, 17 to 23 is over half a decade. 17 to 23, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's over half a decade, man. Like, you could also just wait. Why the fuck are you talking to kids? If you're 23, the world is your oyster, by the way. Like, anyone who's 23 fucking a kid is like the weird. It's insane. I was in college. All of the like of age people are everywhere, and they're all down to fuck. They're all really fucking good looking. They're in their fucking 20s. You can just go and like, you can just go have consensual sex with adults. They're all over the place. Everybody's getting drunk, meeting people for the first time, falling in and out of love. You can go have like, it's like Seinfeld. Like you can go fuck different people every week. I had a friend that did that. He was just running around. He was notorious for it. And girls thought it was like neat about him. They all had their different like, they traded him like a fucking Pokemon card around, and everyone enjoyed that. But like, you weirdos are on the internet talking to children on Discord. They're in their parents' house probably, like texting you on their phone in the dark in their bedroom. Like, that's so weird. I have never slept with anyone in my life I couldn't go to their house. Do you know what I mean? And talk to their parents. Ever. And I don't understand how you could even, think of it that way. Don't have sex with anyone where you couldn't sleep with them and then talk to their parents and not like it not be a thing. Like you go to jail. Like, what happened? Like, oh yeah, we slept together and I talked to their parents and now I'm facing 15 years to life. What the fuck? Do you know what? Like, these are like normal things. Like when you're in your 20s, you're in your fucking you could go to some like girl's apartment. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, come on over. I don't go to your parents' house. I go to the girl's apartment that she pays for with money at her job. And she's like, hey, do you want some of the drinks I bought? I have my own refrigerator with shit in it. That's mine. I own it. Like, And then you fucking weirdos are talking to children on the internet. How? This makes no fucking sense. Like, it's just, it's so weird. Like, how is it enjoyable? You're a pedophile. If you defend it, you're a pedophile. If you engage in it, you're a fucking pedophile. You're so fucking weird. You're so weird. Just go have sex with adults. They're the best. The best people to fuck. They got a few notches in their belt. They know what they're doing. No one's going to be confused about the situation. You're like, hey, I like you. You like me. We're both good looking. I'm gonna buy you some food, and then we'll go somewhere and do some sex and decide if we want to fucking take things further than that. And then maybe we do, maybe we don't. Like, it's so much better than whatever the fuck you Discord weirdos are doing. Like, like this is your relationship. I am committing a federal felony. Would you like to see my PB? What the fuck is that? You're so fucking weird. Your entire relationship's on your phone. You're fucking weird. You're a fucking weirdo. You're so fucking creepy. I could send you photographs of my penis. Fucking what? What? Like, dude, so many, how many fucking, this is like, I'm gonna wrap it up here, but how many fucking more nuclear bombs are in people's Discord messages? I don't fucking Discord message people shit. Fucking anything. Like, if I look back at the Facebook messages or like whatever I sent, like girls, it wouldn't be anything in it. Like, hey, like, do you want to meet up in real life at this time? I would like to see you again. And that's it. Because you just go and you would meet them in person because a picture's worth 1,000 words, but fuck that shit. I want to touch you physically IRL. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is better. And like these people are having their entire like dead-end relationships with children in Discord comments? What in the fuck? I have no respect for it. There's a different era. We're different. Bro, this is gonna be my boomer thing. Go to fuck outside and talk to people in real life. And also don't send anyone pictures or talk about any of your parts in DMs. Don't even text message motherfuckers that shit. Why are you fucking talking about sex where people can take screenshots of it? Stop doing that. Just don't. Just go have sex with that motherfucker. You know you're doing something stupid and wrong. Just be like, hey, I like you. Love you. Hope to see you again. Hey, it was really great that time we spent together on a Tuesday. I hope to see you soon. Like, bro, fucking text messages and messages with people should be like days between chains unless you're like dating. It should be like, hey, what's up? I want to see you again. Are you busy? I hope whenever it is you turn 18, you enjoy the pictures of my dick I'm going to send you. Like, dude, fucking just, what life is that worth living? Why not just die? Why not just perish? Why persist in existing? I don't fucking get it. Tyler, you're making fun of somebody with some sort of social anxiety. You gotta get fucked with, okay? Because I swear to God, the internet is not that old, and these autistic motherfuckers are going to, they would set their fucking trains down, okay? They would put their last little fucking Labubu, we called them Beanie Babies back in the day, on their shelf, and then they would go, I am going to go outside to a bar and find someone to fuck. Like, you know, they would skedaddle out of there and have their weird little awkward conversations with people, and then get busy. Like, Woody Allen fucked women. He was still a pedophile. I don't know why I brought him up, but like, I think he had sex with some adults. Woody Allen, he's the most irritating human being on earth. Made movies about how wormy and weird and shitty he was. Like, he would go outside. Like, what in the fuck is happening? Like, why are you guys trying to DoorDash your life partners? Just go outside. Consider being alone instead of fucking sending sex messages with people. Stop jerking off so much. Damn it, you people are so fucking weird. It's not even people in my chat. Whoever you individuals that enjoy this shit, or you're like, I don't know, I just the only way I feel comfortable. Stop feeling. Am I making you feel uncomfortable in this way? Good. I'm making you feel uncomfortable. I'm bullying you. Stop being this way. It's forbidden. You're done. Go the fuck outside. I swear, I almost made a friend yesterday cutting my grass. I just ended up talking to a whole fucking family. We're walking down the street. The dude's like, "Oh, you got a real mower? A real mower is like a, grandpa mower. It's not no electric, no motor. How do you like that?" I had like a 2-minute conversation with that guy, and then he walked back down the street. "Oh, hey man, what's up?" Yeah. I could build off that if I wanted to. I could go talk to my neighbors. "Hey, what's up, man?" "Oh, it's really hard for me." "Okay, work practice, bitch." Y'all use the fucking internet like a crutch for fucking everything, and you got to cut it out. Because it doesn't, all you're doing is isolating yourself, and like the only people that seem to really be getting dividends off this are rich pedophiles who can get away with being pedophiles, I guess. I don't know how to say that in a smarter way. And it's just got to be, you're done. Just be done. Just be done. Just stop. Quit it. End segment. God damn it. I'll catch up on you guys' super chats here in a second.
Hope you enjoyed your time on the Westside.